All right, welcome back. Now, another Gauteng coalition government is hanging in the balance as coalition partners head to court. The Ekurhuleni Council ousted Speaker Raymond Dlamini, and now he's going to court to claim for his job back. The Council Speaker of Council was rather removed last week in a motion of no confidence, and the ANC in Ekurhuleni has accused the DA of trying to overturn democratic processes through the courts to, of course, cling to power, they say. Now, our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones has been following the story for us and joins us now to give us an update. Pule, good evening to you, colleague. Let's get that update. I mean, what is the opposition parties rather saying exactly about Friday's court case?
Well, firstly, for residents, the power wrangling is quite concerning. All they want is services, but we'll get to that as well in a moment. As for the political parties, what we now understand is that the ANC and EFF, of course, have been supporting the Super 7 parties. Of course, they're like small parties, minority parties, including the Independent Citizen Movement, the NFP, its ATM as well, African Transformation Movement, and other parties as well. And they're now joining the city of Ekurhuleni as friends of the court to support them, because the person taking the metro to court is, of course, the ousted Speaker Raymond Dlamini, who's trying to overturn last week's proceedings, which saw him ousted, saying that it was unprocedural and unlawful, and therefore he believes that he will emerge victorious on Friday. But at the center of this all, this means that there can't be any council sitting that can sit pending the outcome of that court case, which I believe will be heard before the Johannesburg High Court on Friday. But let's just take a listen to what the party members of the Super 7 had to say, the guys who brought the motion against the Speaker.
We believe that every citizen of Ekurhuleni should be concerned. I mean, if you drive around Ekurhuleni, it's there for everyone to see how services are collapsing, right? And it's getting even worse by the day. So we are doing this because we are equally concerned. And that's why we said, if indeed the DA have to be believed in what they are saying, because they are saying they care about service delivery. If indeed they do that, they mean that, they should not delay the inevitability, right? Because it's almost inevitable that they will be removed, because the rule of the majority will prevail. So why waste taxpayers' money? Why delay the eventuality, run into court and playing delaying tactics, if they know that it's fait accompli that they will be removed? We even raised it to them to say, do the noble thing, resign. Then we will believe what they are saying to be worth their salt. But they play for the gallery, and they talk about how they care about service delivery, but they are the ones who run to court. And we can see their strategy is to delay and drag us into the tedious, long court processes while service delivery and people are suffering on the ground. By all means, if the courts found us wanting, by all means we will subject ourselves to the rule of law. But let the court compel them to come back and sit in council and do that which is right.
So those are the opposition parties, but what are the residents saying?
Yeah, residents are, of course, quite frustrated about what's going on. I mean, service delivery is not existent in the metro. I mean, I drove around Alberton, Kempton Park and other areas. It's quite bad when you look at, grass not being cut, potholes all over, street lights not working properly, robots not working properly, crime as well, not to forget. The crime is quite high in that area. So all of this is supposed to be issues that are being addressed in council. And quite frankly, what's also concerning is that the adjustment budget, which speaks to the repatriation of funds being transferred to different departments that will then accelerate service delivery, hasn't yet been passed in council, and the deadline is February. So you can imagine that there isn't really time but to address issues affecting the city. And quite honestly, what I saw quite interesting today was residents actually now taking the onus upon themselves to use their own resources and money to actually patch up and fix the potholes, and actually use the money to fight crime as well and to cut the grass, which is quite interesting, because they're saying the city has neglected them, the city hasn't come forth, and it seems as though their grievances are falling on deaf ears. But let's just take a listen to what the residents had to say.
We've handed over memorandums to the councillors in our area. Our pleas fall on deaf ears when we speak to our councillors. We have serious problems. This one here, Funny Farm, it's been reported on before in the media. Here, things like drug trafficking are taking place, things like human trafficking are taking place, gun running, illegal connections of electricity. Most of our problems with electricity cable theft stem from this place. And further from here, it spreads out further into the suburbs where they take over buildings and they are seriously destroying our town. people's livelihoods are at stake. We stand as residents and we ask, and we have meetings with the council, we have meetings with the people, and we don't even get any feedback. We got told this place will be closed down in December. We're still sitting here 10 years later with the same problems, and we'll take you around the town and show you more. But the truth is, as residents, there's not much more we can do except stand and fight, and we don't care who's in political charge. What we want is we want service delivery in our towns. We want safety and security.
Well, Pule, I think definitely that frustration
Yeah.
from the resident encapsulates,
Yeah.
your elaboration of what you've seen there out in Ekurhuleni. We'll leave it there, colleague, for now, but thank you so much to our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, giving us that update.